Hi, welcome to Sachin Study Tech. Today topic is bytes and byte array in Python. So now we can discuss what is the difference between bytes and byte array. So here the bytes is a immutable sequence of bytes. Immutable means doesn't change. Once cannot be changed after creation. So each element is an integer range. Here it is a range 0 to 255 only. Support slicing and indexing and iteration is also supported. Okay, often used for the binary file reading and networking data and image and audio and video. So now we can see the one example here. So for example, hello, which is the type is here, it is a string type. This string type is converted into bytes. Okay, now we can see the byte data of 0, that is the index of 0, that h value, but here you can display the 72. So ASCII of h is 72. Now we can see the bytes data 1:4, that value is output is ELL. That what is the meaning of that? Now we can see capital A, here it is a 65, and B, C, D, here capital letters F, G, H. Now we can see the ASCII value of this is the ASCII character 66 integer of ASCII character is a B, and here it is a 67, 68, 69, here 16, 70, here 71, 72. So that's why here you can see whenever capital H is there, the integer value is 72. Now we can print that value 1:4. Slicing is also you can use here. What is the 1 here? H is 0. Here it is 1, 2, L is 3, O is 4. So here 1 to 4 means including 1, not including 4, up to the 4. That means you can print 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 can print. So that is ELL. So you can print the ELL, which is the byte type. And also, for example, here I am taking the string. Here instead of here directly can take the bytes here, but then that is also can converted into s dot encode ut of 8. So now first you can discuss what is the difference. Byte array is a mutable sequence of bytes, so which is also range is 0 to 255 only. Okay, but difference is which is a mutable version of the bytes, can modify, append or delete the elements, useful for in place of binary data manipulation. Okay, now for example here the byte array is, so here hello is byte type, this is converted into byte array now. So here you can change the value. Now byte array of 1 equal to 97. So you know already. Okay, so here it is E is replaced with A. So byte array of 1 means E. So that is replaced with A. Now you can see ALLO. So what is the use cases of the byte array? Efficient binary editing, that is image buffers and real-time data processing and creating dynamic binary sequences. So these are the useful use cases. Now you can see the example, then you can understand how can create the byte. Now we can see. So for example here I am taking B is the variable bytes. Now you know here for example 10 comma 28 comma for example 36 and 200 and 256, and now we can see what is the type here. You know, whenever you can use the square brackets, which is the type is list type. Just if you want to print that, print of type of L, type of that is a B, here the variable here B. So what is the type here? Just you can see what is the type, list type. So list type, so it can allow the 256, but in a bytes the range is 0 to 255 only. Now we can see the range of that bytes. Now this is converted into bytes type. The list is converted into bytes. Now what is the type of B? You can check here. So you can see the value error. Bytes must be in the range 0 to 256 only. Okay. So for example, here you can consider 255. It is fine. Now you can see the which is the type is bytes. So that's why the bytes range is 0 to 255 only. And also byte is a immutable. Immutable means you cannot change. Okay. Now first you can see how to print these values. Now we can print the value here, print of B. Now we can see the which is the bytes format it can print. Okay. Later you can see what is the ASCII character of 10 and 28 ASCII what is the ASCII character of 28. Like you can see that. For example, in this case you can see for example, if you want to print of here also it can support the indexing B of 0. So what is the value of B of 0 now? You can see that value is 10. Now indexing is supported in bytes. So here the B of 0 is 10. Right. For example, here in case more than one value you can try to print in that same format. Here you can see for example 0:3. So it can print the in byte format. Okay. So here just you can print that values for I in B. Just you can print the value here, print of I. Just what are the byte value is converted into integer value. You can print that integer value here. Now you can see the 10, 28, 36, 200, 256. Now try to change that value. Here you know already B of 0 is value is 10. Now I am trying to change that value. B of 0 value is equal to 100. So 100 is within the range, byte range. You know 0 to 255 is the byte range. So within the range I am consider here 100. But it try to change that value of B of 0 value, but it cannot possible because it is a bytes is a immutable type. Now you can see the bytes object does not support item assignment. So that means here the type error. So it is not supported. Okay. So which is a immutable type. Now you cannot modify or you cannot append, you cannot extend also. Now we can see for example I am consider here you know which is hello. Just if you want to print the type of S here you can print. What is the type of S? It is a string type, right? It is a string type. Now that is converted into B. What is the meaning of that? Here it is converted into B type. String is converted into bytes type. Now you can see the bytes type. For example, it try to use that byte function here, bytes of here. I am converting this is here. Now bytes allow invalid syntax. For example, here you can use parenthesis. Here also there is an error. String argument without an encoding. Now, so how can use that bytes here? That string is converted into bytes. Just you can use the encoded format. What is that encoded format here? Now, UTF, Unicode formatting, transforming formatting, UTF 8. Now it is fine. Now you can see which is the type of bytes. You can see here which is the type of bytes. But in case of any for example, here you can take that directly. Here it is a b, either you can take 10, 20, like that. Here it is not supported. Okay, so what is the different ways to, here it is hello. Okay, you know which is the string type. Now for example, s equal to s dot encode. Here you can use the encode function also in bytes. Just that string is converted into bytes. Now here it is UTF-8 Unicode transforming format. Here what is the type of S1? Now we can see what is the type of S1. Yes, if you want to print that, print type of S and print type of S1. You can check here what is the meaning of that. Here it is a type of S is, you know, it is a string type. So here the string type is converted, encoded into bytes. Now the S1 is bytes type. Now you can see here it is a string type, S is a string type, S1 is a bytes type. Okay, now if you want to print that value, if you want to print that value of S1 here, S1, what is the value here? You can see it is a hello. Okay, now just you can print that hello here. You can try to for example, here it is a immutable type, you cannot change. Okay, for example, here it can print S1 of what is the h value. Now we can see S1 of 1. Here it is a S1 of 1, that is E value is 101. Okay, E value is 101. How we can say that E value is 101? Now just if you want to print like I am consider here it is bytes type, here I am take a range of 256. Just if you want to print that value here, for I in yes, just you can print off, you can print the I value, and then can print the I value and then corresponding char. So char of that I, here I am using REPR. What is the use? Here you can see 0 value is /x00. Now here 8 value is 8, 9 is non-printable, here it is a /t. Okay, here 10 is /n. Okay, you can see what is here 101. You can see 101. What is the 101 value? Here it is E 101. Here the ASCII character is E. right? You can print the all the ASCII character like this. Okay, not only can print the 256, generally it is print 0 to 256. Okay, Unicode characters. Now you can also print the extended Unicode characters also. It can support the different language like Japanese, all the languages. Just if you want to print that, for example, you can take the range is, for example, 1000. So what is the in this case you can see bytes, the range is, okay, the bytes range is including only up to 256, that is 255, 0 to 255 only you can print that. Okay, now what is the use of REPR? Now we can see here, in case 9 and 10, here slash t and slash n. Now I can remove this REPR. Now what is the difference? You can see char of I, just you can print the character of that value. Here 9 is slash t, 10 is slash n, but you can see here 9 and 10 there is no, it cannot print anything. That means 9 is a single tab. Okay, here it is a new line character. So new line character line is there here, one line is printed here, you can see. So some non-printable characters is also there. You can control that non-printable characters you can print by use this REPR here. Okay, this is the function. We can see. And also what is meant by 31 here? Here in hexadecimal format 1F. What is F? You know, F is a 15, right? So here that value is converted into decimal value. So how we can convert this value into decimal? Okay, here 1F means F, that is 15. So you know the hexadecimal base is 16. So 15 into 16 for 0, that is 15. Okay, next 1 plus 1 into 16 power 1, that is 16. So 16 plus, here it is a 15, 16 plus 15, that is 31. So the value is 31, like so. These are the hexadecimal value it can print, like here the numbers. So here the special symbols it can print, like here it is a comma 39, it can print the comma, right? For example, you can see S equal to write bytes of 65, 66 and for example 67. You can take here simply, here it can print ABC. 65 is capital A, 66 is capital B, 67 is capital C. If you are trying to change that value, it cannot possible, already are discussed. Okay, for example, here try to change that value. Here it is a for example, in small capital A, it is small a is 97. Just you have try to change that value, it is not possible. Okay, object does not support item assignment, right? So that, for example, here I am converted into byte arrays, byte array, it is possible. Now you can see, in place of capital A, here it is small a, that means you can change that value. Okay, this is the byte. Now so the byte array is a mutable type, that means you can change the value. So here you can change the value, right? And also, for example, after changing that value here, it is okay. Now you can see, for example, you can insert the value s dot insert. Okay, in second position or first position, you can insert 100, right? You can insert the 100, you can insert 100. here it is, you can see 65 is 1 and 100 is here. The in first position you can insert the 100 here. 100 is small d and 66 is capital B and 67 is C. Okay, insert is there. So and also you can remove the element. For example, you know, here I am consider here it is a, for example, 100. Here also same range you can take up to 255 only. Okay, 256 is not allowed. Now if we can remove that element, for example s dot before just you can print the values here, a b c d and 255 is here. Now just you can remove that s dot remove of 255. You can see the 255 is removed. Okay, now like that here it is a pop. Here I am using the pop. Before pop, so just put into comment here s dot pop. Now you can see the a b c d and a y 255 is also printed. Now just pop, so last element is removed, right? For example, you can specify the index here. For example, I am specify the index here. It is, for example, index is 2. That means here it is 0 1 2, so 67 is popped. Now we can see 67 is popped. Like that we have to use that byte and byte array. Bytes is a immutable type, you cannot change. What are the functions you are discuss, right? Insert, pop and remove are next. Like that here, for example, append also can use. For example, here it is append, you can use for example 157 you can append. Here you can append 157. This is the value. You know, we can convert it into, here it is 9d, here it is a hexadecimal format. What is the d value? So the d value into the base is 16. You know, hexadecimal base is 16, so that d value into 16 power 0 and plus 9 into that 16 power 1. That's why you can take that 157 value, you can get that value 157 value. Okay, now it can appended. Now for example, here also extend, here I am consider more than one value. Here I am consider, here it is a 69 72 like 79, like I am consider here it is. Now you can see 69 72 and 79, 69 72 79 extended this. Okay, now if you want to print directly in bytes format, here byte array format, here you can see what is the difference. You can see here it is a b c d e h o. Okay, this is the extent. Okay, now you can discuss some common functions. So here what are the functions you are discussed, like append, insert, pop and remove and clear also can use. So these are the functions here used in byte array, because byte array is a mutable type, we can change. So now what are the functions now I am discussing here? It is, for example, here Satyam study tech. Here I am taking, this is the type, you know already, this type is bytes type. So what are the functions? Now we have discussed that functions are common for the bytes and byte array. Okay, so common functions here you can discuss. Right, for example, parent print, write b dot upper. Just to if you want to print that in uppercase, just you can use the upper function here. You can see here such and study tech here. Now for example, I am consider here it is for example as capital and a T capital. Here I am taking for example here it is a C capital. Now just you can convert it into lowercase so that bytes is printed in lowercase, right? Now for example, just if you want to index of first occurrence of a, index of first occurrence of a. Now what is the index of first occurrence of a? If you want to see that, so a is 0 here, a is 1, so the first occurrence 1 is there, here it is. Now if you want to count the number of a's, how many a's is there here? 2. Here this is the, you can see a here and a here. Now same thing here also there. For example, here it is a byte array. In that case also it is possible. Now what are the functions is there here? Here is also same. Okay. Now for example, here it is a replace a with for example, here it is a I am replacing z. Replace bytes object as no attribute replace. Here it is a spelling mistake. Here you can see replace, replace. Now you can see, so in place of a, here z is replaced. Okay, like what are the functions is there? All the functions like it is a starts with for example, here starts with and end with also you can discuss. For example, starts with here it is a starts with yes or no. Just if you want to print starts with is which is true, that means here starts with s. For example, I am taking here it is a capital letter. Is it starts with no? False. So it is a capital letter, but here it is a small letter. Like here it is end with h, ends with ends with it is h, it is a true, right? So these are the functions, right? For example, is alpha numeric? You can check is alpha numeric, is alpha, you can see is alpha, it is a false, because here space is 32, space character, here the value is 32, it is not a alpha. Here for example, here alpha, now we can check, now it is a true. Okay, like that you can take is alpha numeric, is digit, for example is digit, false, it is not a digit, right? So these are the different, for example here leading and tailing, last ending character, what are the character here? here the space is there, here also starting is also space is there. Just if you want it can remove. Okay, like uh, uh, right, for example here it is, we can split also, split split where you can split. Here it is, for example in this case when our space is encountered, you can split here. You can see here Satyam and study and tech, so you can split like that. So these are the common functions. What are the functions here discussed here? Like these are the common functions you can use both the bytes and byte array. But what are the functions here used, like insert, remove, clear, append, extend? These are the functions only used in byte array, because byte array is a mutable type, so you can change. So bytes is a immutable type, you cannot change. So that is the difference. Thank you for watching this video.